So soul, mind, and body. Do you think they're all connected?
They're absolutely connected because what people don't realize is if your soul isn't right, your mind isn't right. Your mind's racing to try to figure out what's wrong with your soul. While your mind is racing to figure out what's wrong with your soul, your body's trying to correct your mind's way of thinking. So if your soul is off, your pattern of thinking is messed up, which means your body isn't correct.
Mm.
You end up sick all the time. You end up with aches and pains more often than not. And it's because you just aren't right overall.
Mm-hmm. And you think you should lead with kind of what's good for your soul versus what's good for your body? Because I know that's been a debate over the years, right? Take care of yourself, better mind. Some people don't even believe that your soul is real. I mean, candidly, if you don't
True.
believe in,
And I
eternal life
and I know
or
there's plenty of people out there who don't believe in God or don't believe in their soul, and they have a great physical condition.
hmm yeah,
But that doesn't mean everything's right in their life.
no, exactly. But you believe in that, or it should be soul, mind, and body as far as
I
where your focus goes.
wholeheartedly believe it's that
I
way
agree with that too. Yeah.
because as someone who's spent a long time in those dark places, I can tell you I was constantly sick or feeling sick or
hmm
because when you're depressed and you're anxious and you're angry and all those things that translates to your nervous system.
100%.
And what that ends up doing is adding years to your life real quick. Your body's not meant to be taxed and stressed like that. People forget about taking care of their soul. They forget that their soul is the heart of everything. I mean, we even talk
hmm
about it as men when we talk about the heart and soul of a car.
Mm. Yep.
Everything is always about the heart and soul. So
Yeah.
why are we not looking at ourselves the same? If our heart and soul aren't in the right place, how's our mind and body going to follow?
Yeah, and I think that you know what I don't know why people kind of ignore the soul part of it as a way to kind of I'll say get better. But don't you think that you kind of found your way when you started focusing more on your soul? That led
Yeah,
you more to kind of better mindset and have to take
absolutely.
better of
Led me
yourself a
to a
little bit
better
more.
mindset, led me to wanting to put myself in different circumstances and situations, removing people from my life, adding people to my life. It changes all that because once you change your perspective,
Mm-hmm.
everything starts changing with it.
Mm-hmm. And I know that when I kind of went through my turmoil here, going back almost 4 years ago now, it was during COVID, right? And prior to COVID, I was going to church. I had my men's groups. I was in the Bible, and I got out of my rhythms. I got out of my quote unquote soul rhythms, and I really think that was part of the reason why it caused me to actually drift from being being focused on soul.
You and 8 billion other people, my guy.
Thank you. Yeah. Right.
Like, look what it's done to our kids. Our kids have become even more antisocial than they already were before. Like,
Yeah.
my kids get worried about a random number calling their phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? You don't want to talk to people? Oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
I can text. Well, that's antisocial.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's literally what that pushed. And,
Yep.
and once we started closing ourselves off and shutting ourselves away from one another, that's what happens.
Yep.
Everything starts going downhill.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Exactly. And getting back to the physical piece of it, I mean, because I went from not doing the soul stuff to really not doing the mind stuff and making poor decisions. And that led to the physical stuff. It just got really, really bad. I mean, the anxiety, the depression. I mean,
It
to
got
your
real
point,
quick.
not being able to down-regulate your nervous system, which really is kind of the way you actually have a better life. And I do believe it starts with kind of your soul first. But man, your nervous system really is everything when it comes to actually feeling good, right? And down-regulating it or regulating it is really a key to a productive life, a
Well,
thoughtful life, and a good life.
if you're constantly walking around in your life on eggshells, you're constantly anxious, are you going to be long tempered or are you going to be short tempered?
Yeah, you're going to be short-tempered. Yeah.
Because everything in your life has you on edge. So
Mm-hmm.
it just takes that one little thing to push you off the cliff.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
if you're living your life without peace, how are you ever going to get healthy?
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, I had no peace at that point in time. 4 years, I just couldn't find it. I remember like even sitting with my therapist with my wife, and literally I was like doing one of the.
Anxious.
I mean, I couldn't even sit still, and he was like, I remember him saying, can you find just anywhere just some peace right now in your life?" And I said, "No, I couldn't do it." And it was. I mean, if you would have saw me 4 years ago, you would have been like, "That guy's the exact opposite of what you're seeing today on on this video." It was just terrible. But again,
Mind, body, and soul all have to align. If they don't, you're not going to ever be at peace.
That's right.
You won't be.
Yeah.
It's just not possible because one's always going to fight for the other.
Yeah.
Your soul's fighting for your body and your mind, while your mind is trying to fight for your body, and your body's trying to fight for your mind.
I do love the way you kind of put that, because like they are connected and in that order, and the way you laid it out in the first part of this video I thought was fantastic, because that totally made sense when you said it and resonated. The fact of the matter is, it takes some work.
It does. It's
You know?
not. It's
I mean-
not just nothing worth having comes easy.
Mm-hmm.
I've said that before, and I'll say it till the day I die. Nothing worth having comes easy, because you have to put in the work. Just
you
like
can do-
any
you can do
aspect.
this.
Any aspect.
Right. Yeah.
Your job,
Mm-hmm.
your career, your family, your children, all of it takes work. You can't just expect everything to be okay by doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're just ignoring the issues that are coming up.
Yeah. You know, I mean, one of the things that my wife actually had me do when I was at my worst, literally, which is really supposed to be good for your brain and your anxiety, was the coloring.
What does it say, Sudoku?
It was close. Coloring. I was coloring a picture of a turkey, I remember, and I was so mad that I was doing it. She made me color a picture of a turkey. I know, I can laugh at it now, but
I was so mad I had to
oh
color
my
a
gosh.
turkey.
She's like, sit down and color right now. I'm like, I felt like a 2-year-old, trying to color between the lines, and I'm not very good at coloring as it is. But again, I mean, I don't know where you all are right now, and kind of with your soul, mind, and body. But there are certain things that you can do to downregulate your nervous system. Even like, I mean, I'm just going to say this too. We talked about this before, but they say that reading the Bible at least 4 times a week, and they didn't even say for how long. It could be minutes. Basically, anxiety goes down by 40%, depression goes down by 40%. If you're addicted to pornography, it goes down by like 60%, just being in the Word, right? So again, what are you doing or not doing that could maybe help you actually downregulate your nervous system so that you're focused on your soul, mind, and body in that order, right? I mean, what are some of the things that maybe you did, if you kind of look back in your journey? Like, how did you go from the Josh from, I'll say, 13, 14 years ago to where you are today? I mean,
Understanding my body. That was a
like
big,
how so?
That was a big part of it for me. I've dealt with pain my whole life. Lots of issues with broken bones, bad back. So I was on a lot of narcotics for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Another part of that was antidepressants and anxiety meds. I hated those because they just made me feel like my skin was crawling.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was on Adderall and Ritalin most of my life as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember 3rd grade, they're like, you need to put him on Ritalin.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated all those drugs. Something that's really helped me is THC, actually. I use it in moderation. It's not something I use where I go out and get high on a day-to-day basis, but it's something that's helped regulate my emotions, my depression, my ADD. It helps me slow my brain down so I can focus. So many positive things from it. I don't use it as a crutch. I use it as like a doctor would prescribe. And that's something my doctor actually told me. He goes, when I started talking to him about these changes, he said, as long as you're using it as the same way I would prescribe it,
yeah.
What's the difference? Yeah, you're a recovering alcoholic, absolutely. But you're not using this to mask something. You're using this to help with something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference. That was a huge help in understanding how my brain worked, how my body worked, and getting off all those drugs that have so many negative side effects, where there's 0 negative side effects. I was having to go get blood drawn every other month for the narcotics because of the kidney and liver issues, which my liver was already pretty trash for my awesome drinking career. Again, not taking care of my mind because my soul wasn't in the right space, and not taking care of my body because it wasn't either. It wasn't until I got back into the Word of God where I started realizing the ways I was destroying my body, and it was pretty quick and obvious.
Well, getting back to like your comments about the drugs, I mean, I was on 3 or 4 different drugs when I was under severe anxiety and depression, and one of the things that my psychiatrist and counselor both said was working out was one of the best things you can do to actually get off your medication, because it had the same effect on it. And I was always a big workout guy because dopamine. And also, I mean, taking really, really cold showers, which I know that you do and I do as well, I think your dopamine increases by like 300%. I'm like, man, I don't want to be on these drugs. I'm going to start working out. You know, I'm doing the cold showers and, you know, no longer on any medication. I'm not even close to being on it anymore. But not to say it's bad, but I wanted to
No.
get off of it. But there was some natural things that I could do. Again, it took work. Took some hard stuff, like taking a cold shower. You try doing that for 3 minutes. It's hard. It ain't
It
easy. You know what I
sucks.
mean? Yeah, it does. But the first minute is hard. And after
Yeah.
that, you're
After
just
that,
numb.
you're just
But
numb to it, so you
yeah,
don't care. You're just
you're
like,
numb
I'm
to
in
it.
it.
No. But I appreciate the way you started out. So going forward, we want to let you all know that we've been focused a lot on soul over the past year. It's going to be a heavy portion of what we talk about here in our videos, but we are going to bring in some mindset information and also some physical information to kind of help all of you find the beauty in the darkness. So again, I'm Rob.
I'm Josh.
This has been Finding Hope in a Suffering Society. We're to help you find the beauty.
And the words in the darkness.
Yeah, and if you found that light,
Please go show your glow with the rest of the world.
all right. Thanks, everybody.
Love you.
Always have a hard time finishing.